headlines. You introduced to the same debate yourself that now the discussion is about who's going to be his running mate. Yeah. People are worried about that now, that is it Professor Kithure Kindiki? The president definitely is on running the narrative now. We're not even talking about who's going to do what in the united opposition. It's about the president and who's going to be his running mate this coming days after that by-election. Don't you think that that alone, it's there on the front page of Taifa Leo, kitendawili cha naibu wa Ruto, mwaka 2027. You brought up the same argument.
Yes, but before I go there, the issue of development is a more important issue because there is an important legal issue. Mm-hmm. They have already said that Kibaki, even when construction was commencing, you did not see him going to Thika Road to come and say, we are starting Thika Road. If anything, he went after there was already a road. Okay? Now, at what stage did President Ruto go to launch these roads? I am looking at an excerpt from The Nation of Friday, the same day the launch was taking place. There is a notice here from Kenya, where Kenya, I will just read the relevant small part, was saying they had approved that the proposal submitted by China Road Bridge with NSSF and another company called Shandong. But they continue to say that pursuant to those approvals, Kenya shall commence negotiations with the two proponents for the respective part of the project that they were going to undertake, that is leading to the issues of the project agreement. Now, the important point you need to get there, because there are a lot of legalese, is the fact that projects, when you are launching them, you launch them, number one, with a contractor who has actually signed a contract to do the road. And number two, who has also achieved financial closure. That a process that all engineers, when you speak to them, they talk about taking something like 2 years between the time when you sign the contract and then when you mobilize the resources. Because remember, for everybody, they would need to get loans and all this very elaborate legal process before you can go to the construction. So that what Kenyans are not being told, and this is serious conmanship, is the fact that a road that will not start before 2027 because of where the process is. People are being made to believe that the road would be working in June of next year. And then there is a second lie that is immediately piled up after that. That after June in 2027, the road going to Eldoret, the road going to Malaba and Kisumu, and Dio Carriageway, is going to commence constructions. These are lies. And this is a new set of lies that started with the State of the Union address. Because there was those lies that were there about dams, about stadiums, because they were exposed by Kibaso Murara that those were not true. Itare is half done. Why can't we complete Itare in Kuresoi if we are really serious about these things? We are now talking about a road of this nature would actually take in the normal course of engineering about 5 years. People are being told that within 1 year, this is going to happen. So you need to understand, despite all that, why is this happening? I am in several WhatsApp forums of very educated people. People have already bought the lie that the road to Nakuru is about to be fixed, and everybody now is raising up their hand and says, and that is why all these other dual carriageways are being mentioned. And when will they put a dual carriage in our area? Even if what you actually need in your area is to eliminate mud-walled classes. You get it? Because, and what is the politics about the launch? The politics about the launch, like another guy was telling me the other day, is this. When the Kambas are told that Ruto last week was launching projects in Western, they cannot verify whether those projects would ever take place. They start now urging him, come and launch projects in your area. You seem
to be agreeing with me. That yes, the narrative, and you're talking about WhatsApp that has very clever people. That
yes, I want to go there. That's where I want to go, and I am agreeing with you. So that the projects of launch, it is where you kind of take the lies you turn the lies, because you give some credibility to lies. Because Kenyans in Ukambani believe what was launched in Western Kenya is actually taking place. They don't know it's not taking place. So even when people now see like you are fixing a road in Nakuru, or you have said, we have even seen you launching it, they tend now to assume that in June 2027, a Dio carriageway to Kisumu is going to be built. Of course, there will be nothing like that. Going to your question on the issues of the running mate, it is part of this kit of lies that will have to be peddled. The good thing about all this is this, that if the opposition, united opposition, is engaged enough, you can take a good record, even without Morara, because he showed the formula. And now to be able to show that this date, these are the lies that we were told, these were the launch that took place. Where are we with those projects that were launched? The one nationally that we can be able to see, and that I can bet, I come from Nakuru County, okay? I am sure they are, even going by the official records, and I'm a lawyer, there is nothing. This road will, next year, you are not going to see any contractor who has raised money to build these roads. In fact, this case that was filed in Nakuru, you might actually find orders being given so that he can be let off the lies. But there is no road that is going to be built. Okay. But we wait and see.
But the narrative, the president appears to be owning it at this point. The fact that now, yes, even away from the road, we are talking about who's going to be his running mate come 2027. The concern from it should be probably on the united opposition and how the lineup should be. But the narrative is with the president right now.
Well, the president is in catch-22. Should he retain Kithure Kindiki, we'll have lost two major constituencies, Western Kenya and Nyanza. Because the people of Nyanza, and you heard the Honorable Dr. Oburu Odinga say that we are taking nothing less than a deputy president for that position, either from Kenya Kwanza or from the alternative. And of course, Western Kenya, this time round, the appetite for the running mate is higher than the previous elections have presented. And this therefore means that if he's going to pick to retain the current deputy president, he's going to run into trouble. Should he pick somebody from Luo Nyanza, definitely we lose Central Kenya completely. The little votes that he has up to now, he's going to lose them completely. Coupled with losing Western and losing Kisii and some parts of the Ma community, because you saw the guy Masikonde won with a huge margin, a seat that belonged to ODM in the previous election in Narok. And therefore, it means that the Ma is not 100% still either in ODM or in UDA. In fact, the ODM did not present a credible candidate for that position. It was UDA which came second. So it tells you the president is not sitting pretty. He has a problem. He has to think about that. I think that question is being posed to him, not to us. We don't care whoever is going to pick, because we know whoever is going to pick will not balance the equation. Because after all, this is one-man show. As I've said before, and I will repeat, is that we are looking for a team of individuals who will realize that they are also leaders in transition. We hand over to the young generation, this country. And I say that with a lot of respect for the leaders in the official opposition or the alternative view, because we must accept that those of us above 60, we are a minority. Despite our experience and everything else, we need to take this country to people below the age of 50. That's what Kenyatta did. The first cabinet is still the youngest in Kenya's history. Nyerere did when he was retiring at 63. He was 63 years, and he realized that he had to retire to pave the way. Half of his cabinet was under 40, including the Prime Minister, the late Edward Sokoine. We must, of necessity, realize that we must add vibrancy to the candidates that we are going to present, even at the MCA level, even at constituency level, even at senatorial level. That's the only way we can infuse into the young people some presence, some hope that this is their project. Otherwise, if we're going to choose for senator, somebody above 60, governor, somebody above 60. Today, even if you gave me the seat of a governor, I can be a minister because there are systems already in place. But to be a governor of a county with so many funny guys, it is likely to cause a lot of distraction to my DNA, given the fact that it is a job that is thankless and it is directly involving the people. So whoever the president will pick as his running mate, to me, it doesn't give me any headache at all. It is what we are going to plan to counter.
But definitely having people talking about who the president, they may pose it as a problem for the president, but just having that narrative that it is going to be very consequential who the president picks as his running mate, it would in one way take the sails away from the united opposition, because visibility also matters. Having people talking about the united opposition, now people are just focusing on William Ruto. Who will you now pick as your running mate?
I think the debate about who is going to be the running mate, you cannot wish it away. It will continue. But just to remind you, Fred, you know, politics is an issue of numbers. And I think that's why you see Western Kenya, Nyanza, are now claiming that they need to be given that position. Why am I saying that? When you look at the numbers the current DP is likely to bring to the table, 2027, looking at central Kenya and the mountain region, and look at the numbers likely to come from Nyanza, where we have ODM, and Western, where we have Wetangula and Mundavadi, assuming they were able to bring the numbers to the table, automatically the current DP is disadvantaged. Now, the question is, if you pick this position and push it to the other side, then automatically, even the small numbers would have gotten, like what Kibe was saying, the issue of the Rakanithi, the issue of the Beres. Now, it means that will be gone. And now you have purely to rely on now Western Kenya and Nyanza. And now when you analyze what is happening, Nyanza, with the passing on of Honorable Raila, we are still not sure what will happen. You can see the storms in that party. We are not very sure that it will remain an unit or it might be divided. And people are saying there is a likelihood of getting a fallout. Some members might be, it will not just be as it used to be when you get the ODM ticket, you are home and dry. This time you might have to get the ticket and still work very hard to get your seat. Meaning that then we are likely to see a larger proportion of that population might vote against the wishes of the party. Now, that being the case, is still another story. Look at Western. I think as we are seated here now, Western is where you cannot predict what will happen.